host, as always, your boy JR, your boy Manny, and we're here with a first time guest today.
Hello everyone, my name is Yasmine. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Of course.
It's been a long time coming, kinda,
Yeah.
couple months.
Couple months off, but I'm back and I'm better.
Yeah. How was your little break from social media?
Well, I mean, like to be honest, I feel like my biggest break has been from my podcast, like on YouTube.
Mm,
I did take like a 2 week like media detox from like Instagram as well. But I feel like you like when it comes to social media, you can either be a consumer or creator. So ultimately, I do like being on social media to show like my creativity and to like
yeah.
bring some value to people. But like overall, I feel like the break was nice. I do like to communicate. I have my podcast, guys. We changed the name up. It's called Blessed Is You now. So just stay tuned.
Fire.
It's gonna come out soon, hopefully by my birthday. But yeah, we'll
Why
see.
blessed is you?
Well, I feel like I wanted to. I feel like my past name that I put for my podcast, I originally wanted it to be like Defit Me was for my clothing brand.
Mm-hmm.
But under the circumstances at the time, I felt like a little pressure to kind of coordinate my podcast around like someone else's view on it. Like I basically like obviously we know.
Yeah.
I try to like just make my podcast based off of that. But I feel like now, Blessed as You is like me kind of recreating it to make it to make it please me, but also my viewers. So I
Yeah.
feel like now it's more based off based off of God because I'm like new in my faith, but
We're gonna talk about that.
yeah, like I'm new in my faith, so I feel like the podcast could be good for me to spread like my knowledge. And even though I'm not as like knowledgeable in my faith as I want to be, I feel like over time I could learn and I could share, and the people who come on could share their experiences too.
Absolutely.
And not only about God, but also like woman empowerment. I feel like I've always been very strong about that as well, like the woman empowerment. So blessed is you because like you're blessed. Everybody who
Amen.
watches it, who comes on, they're blessed.
Fire.
Yeah, but I remember I told my cousin and she thought it sounded illiterate, like blessed is you.
I thought so too,
Yeah.
but then it grew on me.
Yeah, I feel like it's catchy a little
Yeah.
bit. I don't want people to think I'm over here illiterate, but at the end of the day, you can't control what anybody thinks.
Like you was blessed.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
um, I think starting this year, a lot of us went through changes that were unexpected, but for the better. So I can see you now in the driver's seat and taking control and making sure that you cater to your audience and cater to your vision the way you want to, right?
Yeah.
Um, so today's topic, you chose it. You want to introduce it to the
Yes. So it's how to overcome self doubt as a young woman, and also to like step into your confidence as well. So
okay.
I'm a young woman. I'm 19, going on 20 soon. So I feel as if I've come a long way with my confidence, and it has a lot to do with like recognizing your self worth and overcoming a lot of like negatives, like limited beliefs.
Mhm.
So I'm not fully healed or like fully like emotionally intelligent or even like 100% secure either, but I feel like I have come a long way. So I feel like it was a good topic to tap into, like even your audience as well.
Just that what you said
Hmm.
shows the growth because there's always room for growth.
Of
You
course.
get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And there's people that like they think that they reach something, but the goal is to always like keep like elevating. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Um, and I wanted to speak about like right. You have a big influence on social media, right? You have your whole like working out thing
Yeah.
going on, and I wanted to talk about like you like as a young entrepreneur,
Okay.
but
Hmm.
we're gonna get to it through the how you wanted like that point of view, right?
Sounds perfect.
Because I think you had to break through self doubt
Yeah.
in order to be where you are right now.
Definitely.
And yeah, there's people that do it. You get what I'm saying? But blessed is you, right?
Hmm.
Because you do it your own way,
Yes, sir.
right? So today, guys, we're diving into something that so many young women deal with, self doubt, but young men also. Like me, before I keep going, me for example, like I don't know if you know this, but I'll share with you now. When I was young, I used to get bullied
Wow.
because I was overweight, right? I went into high school when I was 14. I was 220 pounds, and I was only 5'3".
Wow.
Right?
Mhm.
The globe was real.
Mhm.
but
Happens to the best of us.
but I had a lot of self doubt. You know, I had a lot of insecurities, and it's not that like they're completely away either. But I stepped into self confidence. You get what I'm saying? Now I know that I could address anything that might bother me. You know, because now I see myself through my lenses.
Yeah.
You know, but still observant of how other people may view me,
Yeah.
but I give that a certain amount of attention
Mhm.
where I like to view myself from my lenses and from God lenses now.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So whether it's in fitness, business, or just life in general, confidence doesn't come easy, especially with societal pressures and social media influence. Right? So can you share a little bit about why you took your little social media break?
Yeah. So I feel like I'll start it off by saying ever since I was young, I always found myself to be very creative. Like I remember being in like second grade and there was like this app called iMovie. It came with like the iPhone. And I would always just make like little edits of myself. Like I used to try to create like trailers and I would
Mm-hmm.
make myself
That's fire.
I was just always into editing, always into like acting and like posting and all
And
these
you edit
things.
your own videos on your
Yeah, I
podcast.
do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I edited my own videos on my podcast. Well, yeah, moving forward, but also on fitness, like on my Instagram, like I edit my fitness videos and it takes me like 2 seconds. I love it. So growing up, I always loved to. I feel like I always knew that that was kind of where I was gonna end up somewhere in that industry, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So now being on Instagram and tapping into fitness, being able to like be creative and post that, I feel like over time, I feel like sometimes I sit in it and it gets kind of overwhelming, especially when like some posts don't meet up to your standards or don't meet up to like your expectations. So I feel like my little social media detox was kind of for one to kind of just like take a break for my mental and to kind of just sit in my own presence without constantly worried about posting cuz like I have like my dream is to really become a fitness influencer,
Okay.
and to have my podcast and
And I
stuff.
think you're doing great.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I'm doing great as well. Like you said, there's always room for improvement. But to be able to get there, you have to be consistent. So I was always like trying to be on top of going to the gym every day, getting my videos every day, editing every day, posting every day. And I guess for me, it kind of got to a point where it like felt overwhelming, and that's normal. Like I'm allowed to feel overwhelmed,
Absolutely.
and I feel like I'm allowed to take a break if I want to. You know what I mean? But also, I feel as if like I had deactivated my Instagram just because I just wanted to take a little yeah, right, like
Nah, he's telling me to grab this. I already have the
want me to hold it
GPH, guys. Yeah, you can hold it.
for like a thumbnail or something?
I guess.
GPH guys hold it. But anyway, so I feel like I took that social media break just overall for like my well-being. I wasn't gonna like drag it on too long because I knew eventually I was gonna come back on. You know what I mean?
Well, it's about always being consistent too, like
Yeah,
especially while building your brand.
of course. Yeah, exactly. So I feel as if moving forward, I feel like if I ever get overwhelmed again, I feel like I'd rather not take that social media break. I feel like I'd rather keep pushing through and continue to be consistent and not like let my doubt or like my fears or my whatever it may be like consume me to a point where I feel like I need a break. I
Yeah,
feel like I want to be able to handle it in a way where I'm balancing it in a healthy way. You know what I mean?
absolutely. And now that we're older, it's like a feel we get when we know we gotta step away from something,
Yeah.
and it's very important to realize that. I see now more than ever, like especially like when I grew up with cell phones, there was no do not disturb.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there was no like I'ma log off or something because you wouldn't be on it as constantly as we are, as consistently as we are today. Like you pick up your phone, you're on social media.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so,
Easy
but
access.
where they say we're the microwave generation, everything is like fast.
Yeah.
So when do you think in your life, like at what age or not even just what age, what moment was it that you felt you realized that like, okay, I know what self doubt looks like, what it feels like, but now I'm gonna step into confidence.
To be honest, I feel like in high school, I realized that. I so
Early in high school, like freshman,
so let me
sophomore, or
tell
later on.
so let me tell you. When you said you were bullied, right? Were you bullied in like high school ish?
In high school, in the beginning, a little bit,
Okay.
not as much because like people. Once I started hanging out with certain people, you know, I wasn't cool per se, but I was with the cool kids.
Right.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So now I got like a little leniency. So
Yeah.
from there, like I got some confidence and I
Okay.
started playing sports and I lost weight
Yeah.
and like I got
And
taller.
then it
Thank
just
God.
slowly, yeah. I
Like I worked
respect
on
it.
myself, right? And then from there, like it stepped up. And I would say that was like my sophomore year going into my junior year. Yeah.
Okay. Now, yeah, because in middle school, like I was overweight myself, and I was like, what, 4'11" maybe, and I was bullied in middle school.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have the funniest stories, but yo,
We got time, yo.
yo, let me tell you, I told him, but I tell everyone because in the moment it was like upset me, but now I look back and I laugh. But let me tell you how messed up it was, right? So in middle school, like you're young, I was chasing after like these boys or whatever, right? In like the courtyard, and I was running, and I fell, and the guy was like, "Earthquake."
You said it?
No, the
They
guy.
said it?
Yeah, when I fell on the floor,
Oh, you were
bro.
like a butterball? You were like.
Yeah, I was. But look, right? I was going into high school, and I was like, "Oh nah, I can't go into high school mad big like this.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
gonna like stampede me,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean." So that was my view on it at the time. So I remember July 25th. I remember the day 2019. I made a decision to start
Wow.
a fitness journey, and I started like drop 20 pounds from like pushing 190 to like 160, 170 ish, I guess. And then from there, I just kept working out at home, losing weight, and then I got into the gym. So I feel like that was kind of when my confidence started developing. But I feel like it didn't truly develop until I would say like about 2 years ago. Because I remember 2 years ago, because even throughout my teens, even though I was in the gym like consistently, I feel like I was still immature, and I feel like I was such a people pleaser, and I was always seeking validation through certain things. So I feel like I was like insecure in ways. I wasn't fully confident. Like going to the gym and like getting your body right doesn't really make you confident. It could be lead to that,
Especially
obviously.
like when you're in there, like starting from
Oh
scratch,
yeah.
and like, okay, you don't know what machines to use.
Yeah.
You don't know how many reps to do. I went through it, right?
Yeah.
And like you think like everybody looking at me like,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
I hear you.
But luckily I had like certain like older people in my life that helped me in the gym. Like shout out to my brother's girlfriend Sam, her older sister Stacy. She was like one of the first adults in my life who was able to like guide me in the gym like correctly and be that woman figure for me. You know what I mean? I feel like I needed that at the time. And now I feel like so at 17, I feel like I had like a confidence breakthrough, and I kind of started changing my mindset, and I started reading books, and I feel like that's where my confidence started developing,
Mm.
when I started developing like my intellect, like my wisdom.
So the confidence come from within. It didn't come
Yeah,
from the outside.
yeah. Cause I feel like I felt confident physically, for the most part. But when I started like knowing what I was saying, walking with wisdom and like emotional intelligence, and just knowing my worth from within, that's when I started eliminating that self doubt. That's when that confidence really started coming.
Okay. Okay. And so you're the only girl,
In my family, like in
hmm
my yeah, I
right?
am. Yeah.
In the immediate family.
Mhm.
And I hear that they're entrepreneurs in your family.
Yeah,
And you're Albanian, right?
I am.
Albanian.
Mhm.
So being from that background, right?
Yeah.
And due to your scenario, like, does a lot of pressure come from family? You get what I'm saying? Or like, do you think like they have certain expectations for you? Because from the little that I've known you, right, that I've
Yeah.
gotten to know you, I see you're very ambitious
Yeah.
and you're very confident.
Mhm.
And even like, let's say you do have self doubt, you don't show it for real,
Yeah.
right? But I've seen as of recently also, like, you started your entrepreneur journey,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yo, lock in with her
Lock in.
if you try
Tap
to get
in.
that
Tap
body,
in.
right?
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, training. Okay, go on my Instagram, Yasmine.Galilari, who read in the description. I'm training. Local New Jersey, okay? Thank you.
Right?
Respectfully.
And respectfully, but you have results.
I do.
You get what I'm saying?
Lead by example.
The if you go to the gym in the morning, she's there. She's gonna be there working out, getting it, and so being from that background, because I know also like being from the Middle East, there's like they're like very strong
Yeah.
culturally, right?
Yeah.
Right, and then like
Mhm.
you're a girl,
Yeah.
so like talk about that,
Okay.
like those pressures.
So actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. When you just told me like I come from a family of entrepreneur, you heard that there was like a few
I
entrepreneurs,
got
probably from him.
intel. I
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah,
intel.
yeah. So like,
I gotta do my research before
nah,
I sit
of
down with
course.
people. You.
So like, if I'm being honest with you, regarding like entrepreneurs,
Business people.
yeah, business people, but like I feel like business people and entrepreneurs are kind of different in a way. When I mean that is because like in my family there really aren't any entrepreneurs.
So what would you call
So
them?
I would
Just
say like
businessmen or
so
something?
like my grandpa was really into real estate and
Okay.
like he like would like always like growing up.
So I got false intel. It's like now let me stop.
Nah, but I can see obviously where it came from, but like basically like my grandfather like grew up doing real estate and he tried to push it onto his kids like to be successful and to be businesswoman businessman in that way, like or like being a lawyer. So like growing up I always had like my grandparents in my ear, it was always them, and my parents always told me to just like go with what they were saying and to
Mhm.
just like please them
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
everything.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? But
Yes,
like
them to death.
it came, yeah, it came to a point where I just want to be honest. Like I don't want to have to lie. Like even if you're my grandparents, like this is who I am. Take it or leave it. Like I love you, but
That's big.
gotta love me for who I am too. You know. But the thing is, like, so growing up, he would always tell me like, oh, make sure you go to college. Make sure you like real estate is really good. I didn't do none of that. I'm not in college, and I didn't end up going to real estate either. But I feel like me, I I do see myself like having multiple businesses because I know I'm creative. But I know I also have to put the action that I need to put in to make it happen as well. And I need to develop a lot of more like knowledge based off of the things that I want to pursue. But I also grew up Muslim as well.
Mhm.
So regarding that, I feel like my how you call it like converting into Christianity, like the only people in my family who did is just me and my dad. So like everybody else,
Your dad is Christian too.
yeah, he's converted before me
Oh, I didn't
actually.
know that.
Yeah, he was before me. And
Okay.
I remember when me cuz my brother is still Muslim, right? And my mom told me she was talking to her friend and she was like, "Yeah, I got one Christian kid, one Muslim kid." But it was just funny because I but look, everybody believes in what they believe in, you know what I mean? But I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ, and
Amen.
I'm happy that I took that role because I feel like ever since that I did, even though like my commitment with God is like I would say like more committed on some days than others. I feel like he takes me for who I am and he's gonna change me along the way.
Facts.
But I feel like when I made that when I converted into Christianity, like my dad was very like kind of keep it on the low type of thing, like to our family members, because they're
Yeah.
very, you know,
It can be judgmental.
like judgmental. They're
Mhm.
gonna talk, and I was just like, okay, like whatever. My grandparents probably like still don't know. I mean, I haven't went out of my way to bring it up if I'm being honest, but like they're very strict.
It'll happen one
Like
day, but it'll
them,
happen in due
yeah,
time, right?
yeah, exactly. Like I'm just I don't know, like it's gonna happen when it happens, but he like my grandparents, they like my Albanian family, they're very like strict and
Yeah.
just like into what they believe in, and they want their generations after them to believe in what they believe in, you know what I mean? But look, also you it's like they want us to believe in what they believe in, but where did it get them? You know what I mean? Believing what they believe in. Like I look
Yeah.
at them and it's like, yeah, like some of
That's
them,
that's deep.
yeah, like some of them, like yeah, they got successful, but at what point? Like you have money and all these things, like you have a beautiful house, but like
But do you have
I
that
look at
peace?
you
Do you
and
have that
you
inner?
yeah, exactly. I look at you and like you don't have a good relationship with your wife. Like I look at you respectfully, like I look at you and like it's toxic and it's like you're fighting
Sometimes they're
inner,
bitter. Like
yeah,
yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
like bitter, like just selfish or like mad at the world because they didn't take the time to have personal development or like find God or like just like take that time that I feel like right now I'm so happy and blessed that I'm so young figuring myself out. You know
You
what I
was
mean?
blessed.
Yeah, for real. You was blessed. And
How does so you got baptized earlier this year,
I did.
and I was telling Jay Andy, like, when I see new people, new followers get baptized
Mhm.
and like take that leap of faith, that's a leap of faith for real,
Yeah.
right? I feel like there's nothing more satisfying in this world to do that. Like, he got baptized, I started crying. It's like I'm gonna be able, the same way like I chill with you here on earth, I'm gonna be able to chill with you in heaven one day.
Yes.
Like that's deep,
Yeah.
right? But that was side note. Um, how did your faith and your walk now with Jesus Christ being your Lord and Savior, how did that help you with self doubt? What have you taken from that?
Honestly, I feel like when I did start strengthening my faith and I like turned towards God and like started that walk, I feel like I started like just like glowing differently. I like within. You know what I
That's a
mean?
perfect word.
Yeah, like I feel like within I just felt like I remember I said on his podcast Godfidence.
Godfidence. I
Yes.
like that.
Yeah, so like
Huh?
I feel like God blessed me with a different kind of confidence. Like it's like the security and the reassurance of knowing that he's within, like knowing that like when I'm walking, he's there. And I feel like that type of security is really the only like reassurance and comfort that you really need to be able to
Mm-hmm.
say like I'm good. Like I'm gonna walk with no fear. Like regardless of what happens. You know what I mean? So I feel like that helped a lot with like my self doubt.
Like, the books is one thing,
Mhm.
but then when you have it like that spiritually, that's like that's a whole nother.
Yeah, like the
Give
books is
me.
one thing, but the Bible is another.
Yeah. Um, you hit the 20K on IG already, right?
I did.
Okay, so I put the right number for the question. With over 20K followers, do you ever feel pressure to maintain a certain image?
Well, of course. Honestly, I do.
Ooh, she's blunt. Talk about it. Mad people will
So,
be like, no, I don't.
nah, I mean, like, look, I feel like it comes to a point where I have so many followers, and I feel like being vulnerable and like showing like a real side of me is the only like I want to attract who I am. I don't want to put up a
Mm,
facade and attract fake people or like put up like a person that I'm not and attract people who don't love me for who I am. Like I show up on Instagram as who I am. Obviously the things that I might battle with personally, yeah, I'm not gonna put like my personal issues online and stuff. But am I gonna like show positivity on my page? Yes.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But I feel like with now, I remember posting fitness got me over 20K. But I feel like it's really not about the followers. But I feel like anybody could say that because does it feel good to have 20K? Like, yeah, like I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm like, wow, like I have a lot of followers. It feels good, obviously. But what feels better is the followers that I have, like who they are. Like, I have a lot of
I get you.
you know what I mean? Like I have a lot of followers and supporters who are in my comments or in my DMs or in my stories just supporting me. Like just like cheering me on and I could like reciprocate that back to them. And I feel like it's good. It's like I created a community of like fitness people and like women who just like we just like uplift each other and I feel like yes in a way. So regarding what the question though, yeah, like to keep up with a certain image, yeah, sometimes like I feel like I have to show up like making sure I look good. Gotta get my angles right. Gotta make sure the quality's good or like the music's good. Like can't have no like sometimes I don't wanna have no like crazy ratchet music,
Yeah.
but also it's like I want to have music that is trending. It's like comes like so much things. Like yeah, I want my videos
Cause
to
that all matters. All the
yeah,
details.
exactly. Like, yeah, it comes to a point where I want to be myself, but it also comes to a point where, like, if I want to grow my fitness page, I also have to take into consideration how people grow theirs, how they get to a point like that, but like have a healthy
Facts.
balance. And also, one thing I want to bring up too is like in my journey, like following God and everything. I remember I had this I wouldn't really call it a phase, but I had this thing in my mind that was just like I really didn't want to continue posting to like secular music. And And like there was like a thing where, well, not a thing, there was like a choice that I wanted to make where I posted like just like to Christian music because they have like Christian gym songs that you could post to. But
Really?
yeah, they have
Oh, I
like,
didn't know that.
yeah, they have. I honestly, I have a whole playlist of like songs that I actually want to make a video. Like if, because I know I have a lot of like people from church who follow me and they go to the gym and they're like more heavier in their faith, and I feel like I could like put them onto a few Christian songs so they could like bump in the
Fact, you
gym
could
to
put
that.
me on.
Nah, yeah, I have a whole playlist, but I feel like I wanted to anyways, I feel like, but then also, yeah, that was a choice that I feel like I wanted to make to strengthen my connection with God. But then also,
And you came to that conclusion yourself.
yes, but then also the other side of me was there's certain like music that all these fitness influencers are like speaking like truthfully and vulnerable. Like there's
Yeah.
certain music that all these fitness influencers are posting to, like the Spanish music or like whether it be
And it gets
dembow,
people,
and it gets like people like that and
it
it
gets an
attracts them.
audience.
And if I'm being honest with you, I've posted fitness videos to a few dembow songs, and I'm not Spanish, so I don't know the words. So I don't know what they be saying in my videos. But like now I'm a little more
You just know
cautious.
it's hip. You just know
Yeah,
it's on
yeah.
right now.
But now I'm a little more cautious. You know, like yeah, like sir, I'll still post like some Spanish songs, but obviously I don't want it to be too like crazy. But then again, it's also like the secular music, like when it comes to sins, like just because it's like not as big as one doesn't mean you're not still sinning or whatever. You know what I mean?
I've had a challenge
Hmm.
as of lately with that because, but this is how I overcome that challenge
Yeah.
that you're saying specifically. Like, I got God on my side.
Yeah.
So even if I post something and I think it might not get as much views, sometimes that's the one that might get the most views. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because God just works in mysterious ways, you know? And yeah, like there's a lot of people out there that aren't down with the if you put like a Christian workout song, right? But I think you'll have more people come around more often than not
Yeah.
as time goes on. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for sure.
Like the fact that you came up with that by yourself, that thought to be like, yo, I think I'm a cut. Like you're honoring God
Yeah.
in that place, right? So you're lowering yourself to pick him up, and watch how he picks you up after. Like it's gonna be fire.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
Um, and the question is, how do you stay confident and authentic when social media can sometimes make people compare themselves or
That's really good, honestly, because I feel like there did come a point where, like, I don't get me wrong, I can admire a beautiful woman. Like, if these women come up on my page, I'm like, wow, her body's fire, she's beautiful, her page is
her
amazing.
angles are right?
No, for real, I'm like the
I need to
angles.
take a shot like that.
No, talk about it. But I get so much of my inspiration from these women that I see.
Yeah.
But it came to once before, like it came to a point where, like yeah, I would look at certain people and I'd be like, wow, like she has something I don't have. Like whether it be physically or like on social media, like a certain amount of follow or whatever the case may be. You know, and like yeah, of course, I feel like a lot of women do deal with that, and like they have their silent battles about it because I feel like a lot of people they don't want to admit that they compare themselves. They don't want to admit that they feel like insecure at times. You know what I mean? But it's like something that's human and it's something that's normal and it's something that I feel like they say comparison is the thief of joy because at the end of the day
Mm.
you're never gonna be fully satisfied with yourself until you appreciate what you have. And I heard that God won't give you more of like certain things unless you already appreciate the things that you have. Why would he?
Facts.
You know?
When he trusts you with little, then he could trust you
Yes.
with a lot. But I think so how you said like, it's about acknowledging the other person, but like in a good way.
Yes.
Not like, dang, I wish I could be like that, but like,
Yeah.
wow, you really got that off.
Where?
You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Um, and it's also like it's a self help thing. When you give compliments, they come back.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? People don't understand that when you reap what you sow. So you put negative energy out there,
Yeah.
like
It'll
that's
bring back.
negative energy. Oh, I wanna. be like that, or I think I'm
Yeah.
doing it wrong, because that's negative.
It
Like, it'll
is.
bring you
It is.
down,
For
and then
sure.
there comes the self doubt.
Yeah.
Um, so to wrap it up, Miss Yasmin,
Yeah.
right? What advice? I feel like I stole this from Jay Andy. What advice would you give yourself in the past when you still had self doubt? What would you tell yourself that you know right now? Like one key point. Like, what seed would you plant in yourself?
I feel like I don't want to sound cliche, but I would just I feel like I would like want to tell myself like appreciate the person that you are because like it's you're not going to stay this person
Wow.
forever. Like you're going to grow. It's inevitable. I feel like change is really inevitable and until you realize that like you are who you are and like the things that you went through in life, I feel like create like to my younger self, it's whoever who's young out there or whoever's like facing self-doubt, like you're the person that you are and you have all these beliefs because of the way that you were raised, because of like the beliefs that were like ingrained into your head. So it's like not necessarily like your fault that you feel the self-doubt that you feel. So it's like don't feel bad that you feel maybe negatively about yourself, you know what I mean? Because in the moment when I felt like a lot of self-doubt or when I felt negatively about myself, like I feel like I feel like I hated myself for it in a way,
Mm.
because I feel like I wanted to have more self value, but I wasn't giving myself it. So I feel like all in all, it would just be to appreciate the person that you are and to just look forward to becoming better. Cause like I said before, like I feel like you're not gonna God won't trust you with more until you appreciate what you already have. So honestly that was a really good question. I feel like I would tell my younger self a lot of things. Like also don't worry about people's opinions of you because people are going to have good opinions of you and bad opinions of you, and I feel like a lot of self-doubt stems from the things that we are told as like younger people, and I feel like when you don't have enough wisdom, you you just like are consumed by it, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Like I feel like when I was younger, I even now like I take opinions of people and like I pick at certain things that I do. I'm like, okay, well they said this, so like how should I move?
And also how to like. This is what I've learned when it comes to like people's opinion. Like, the negatives are inevitable.
Yeah.
And then imagine you like you have all those followers on social media. I know you get negative comments.
Oh
I
my
know you get
gosh.
negative people saying stuff. But I think you show the confidence in yourself
Mhm.
when you brush it off gracefully.
Yeah.
I think like, especially like when it comes to like how do I say? I'll put it like this. I think that's so attractive to me, like in a woman,
Yeah.
where she knows how to take a negative comment gracefully,
Yeah.
and I think that should be like an attribute that also males have too. Cause we get, bro, it's gonna happen. You're
Yeah.
gonna
It's
get the negative.
inevitable.
But if somebody be like, yo, you this or you're that or you're this, alright, bro,
Yeah.
God bless, yo. People don't be ready for that, right?
No, and that eats them up a little like more too. Like you gotta kill them with kindness. Like there was this one video that I posted on my Instagram, and it was last year in February, and it was like change your habits, change your life. So I showed a few clips of how I used
Mm.
it.
Segue.
You said want me to say it again?
No, 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 no,
Oh,
no.
oh,
With habits, we're gonna stem into like the closing.
okay, okay, yeah.
It
So
was perfect timing.
yeah, so like last year, I posted this video and it went viral, right? Not that it matters, but I'm getting to it, right? There was a few clips in it that had like clips of like when I used to like drink and smoke and party or whatever, and then it was the clips of who I had became, like meditating, going to the gym, reading books, or whatever the case may be. And I posted it just to inspire people and show them like this is who I was, but this is who I am now.
Hmm.
And like a lot of people who I grew up with in high school, like I'm sure they had their views on me or whatever, but at the end of the day, I did what I did. Whatever happened, happened. But the woman that I am now, I'm proud of that woman. And the woman who I was, I'm proud of her too because
Because she led you.
she led me to who I am now.
Yeah,
So do I
talk
have
about
any
it.
regrets? No. Respectfully, I don't. But anyways, that video, right, had like probably 2,000 negative comments just violating me. Like based off of what they saw. I didn't even post nothing crazy, but I guess they saw because I was chicken or whatever. They were like just saying negative things. Yo, I did not respond to one comment. One
Mm.
comment. I was just laughing, scrolling. I'm like getting a little tight, but kept scrolling. Like I'm not
Like
gonna
they
lie.
did not just say that.
Yeah, bro, crazy. But let me tell you, I pinned that video because I was proud of that video. I didn't turn off the comments. I didn't respond to no comments. But that video means a lot to me because one, like it showed who I used to be compared to who I am now. And two, it showed that you don't gotta care about what the haters say because the haters gonna hate. You know what I mean?
Talk about it. If you don't got haters, you ain't doing something right.
Yeah, for real. Talk
Right?
about it.
So Yasmin, to close off, talk to the people about small daily wins, so like small daily habits that build confidence, like going to the gym,
Okay.
posting content
Yeah.
despite like fear, like daily, like what is it that you hit every day? What is your little routine?
So if I'm being honest with you, like yeah, it's so crucial. I feel like to have your small little daily wins, and it could be something so small like waking up and doing your bed, or having like it doesn't have to be like as an influencer or whatever. Like my daily wins are not only like circled around like outward presence, like showing people
Wow.
things. You know what I mean? Like my daily wins are the things that I go through within, like in my days that is behind the scenes that people don't see. Like getting up and like praying. Or getting up and telling myself that it's gonna be a good day despite like any negative emotions that I'm feeling. Or like just like reassuring myself, taking a shower, doing some self care, like you know what I mean? Doing my bed, meditating, walking my dog, like it's like the little wins in that, like journaling, reading the Bible, and things like that, like watching a
Yo,
podcast. You know what I
that's
mean?
not how I expected you to answer, but that's the fire part, you heard?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you know, it's like little daily wins like that. That's what builds you, not the things that people see on the outward. That like
Yeah,
you try to put up a facade with. You know, the real that comes with behind the scenes.
fire. Yasmin, it's been a pleasure.
Likewise.
I really enjoyed it. Guys, I hope you guys was able to take away something from this. For the females in my audience, I hope you guys was able to learn something
Yeah.
from Yasmin's, how do I say, her story,
Yeah.
right? And her successes and her losses. So, or lessons. Let's not say losses.
I mean, look,
We
you live
turned
and
the
you learn.
L's into
Yeah.
E's to W's, right?
Ooh,
Loss, effort, wins,
I like that. I
right?
also want to add something though.
What's up?
I wanted to add how me and Manny met. We met through Giandi, and so Giandi
At
was
church.
at church. Yeah, Giandi
Huh?
was the first person to basically bring me into church, right? He was the person who really inspired me to take that step of faith into Christianity and everything. But the church that we went to is because you were the one who introduced him to that church. So
Yeah.
the first day that I went with Gianni was also the first day that I had met you. And I feel like since then, like obviously we created a bond through Giandi, and
Mhm.
it's been such a pleasure to be able to like be in a circle of like just like and inspiration and having it centered
Facts.
with God. So I just want to say like throughout the time I've known you, I really do appreciate like all the conversations, and like just like I know that you've gone through a lot, and I really don't know you like too personally, but I know you've grown, and the fact that you share your story so vulnerably, and like just you try to inspire the other young men out there, like your future's bright, and like it's
Thank
never
you.
too late to like start. How old are you again?
31.
You're 31.
Yeah.
And it's like you're I feel like you're now stepping into what a lot of people wish they could have stepped into when they were younger, but it's never too late. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to say, like, you're very inspirational, very emotionally mature. So,
Thank
guys,
you.
stay tuned because you're going to learn a lot from this man right here. And thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. Glory, praise, and honor be to God.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you. Guys, follow her. Give them your at.
At Yasmin dot Gadalari. And the YouTube is Blessed Is You. And it's
Yeah.
not illiterate, okay? Just it'll grow on you. It's catchy,
Nah, it's fire. Blessed
okay?
is you. Thank you once again, guys. Stay blessed by the best. I have another catchphrase that I was gonna give y'all. I'll think about it, but for now, stay blessed by the best.
I like
And shout out Jay Andy for telling us to hurry up right now.
that.
No, I'm saying say it.
I forgot the phrase, bro.
It's
I
alright.
forgot it. I
Blessed
forgot
by
it.
the best.
Yo, God's World. Go tap into that.
Tap
Shout
into
out my boy
that.
Jay Andy.
Mhm.
You can stop it now, my boy.
Oh.
He's the producer.
Bye, guys.